Alright, so I continued here. Welcome to this new second video, by the way. This video is a following of the first one, which was about building this audience attention measurement system. And there was a problem, a little issue for running our API. And that was the error, and the issue was that Postgres wasn't installed locally, and the option was to use Docker. But finally, the option, the quick win that was chosen, and the one I decided to choose, was to install Postgres with Homebrew locally for now, and then later we can of course install Postgres through Docker. That's the recommended way. We do the same for production, and that's it did some updates here. So now it created a DB user for myself. That name, how I took that name, because it got the name from my Who Am I, and that's my user of my computer. So it got the name from there. That's a Unix program, Who Am I. If you search here, Who Am I, Linux, you see, there's one command in Linux to display the username of a current effective user, and then it created our database that way. So that's why after it updated our env file, and then for us we have the create, so we have the database now, and then it did a cd into our API, and finally it could reach the API was running, but there was an issue where when I was calling an endpoint, the response I got, the response was always not found. So I was thinking, why do I always get not found? And it did a call to check that, and so now it did a post request as well with this payload, and finally it could see, the server, so it ran the server first, and it investigated there, and now apparently it's getting success true. So the server was not running, so it ran the server, it did again a call, it checked the reason why, and if we look here, and we just need to wait for that get endpoint to finish actual tracking endpoint post. Oh, it's a post, oh my bad. That's why I was sure it was that's an interesting one. For some reason I thought it was a get one. I'm not sure where I saw this. That would make sense then. So if we call this, we should get a response, success, something like this, because that endpoint exists, since it's a post endpoint, and there's a get endpoint which is a test one. We can try that one on the browser, API /track/test. So it's just a little bit slow to respond, but yeah, we have done everything here. That's very exciting. Everything we have done, it's always very rewarding with all of the things we could have implemented already for our beautiful audience attention measurement system. Yeah, that's already so good. We will continue from there. Alright, there was still a port being used, the 3001. I couldn't really see what application is using 3001. I looked everywhere on my terminal. I couldn't find it, and so I couldn't run my API. And the front end is using 3000, so that's fine. So let's see how it goes here. That way we will be able to have the API working, because before it was super slow. It felt like there was a timeout problem. It was loading and we didn't get any responses. Like there was no response. So now it's using 3001. That's good. We should run again the cd. Oops. Oh, we are writing the API. Yes, of course. Then that's all good. And then npm run dev. Yes, now we don't have any port problem. It's a post endpoint, and that's why it didn't work previously. However, if we call that this one, I go to my terminal and fetch processor. Oh, Okay, why do we get the fail to process event? Let's see this. So there was a problem. I will mention that to Copilot getting the following. Now the prompt has finished. It is completed. So this is what Copilot did for us to check why the endpoint was not working. And let's now test it again. So we can hope that the problem is fixed if we execute this. At least it gets a success message now. So let's see, let's copy exactly this, and I can open, yeah, I will do it on Ghosty. I will do here on my terminal, and oh yes, it does work. Now it does work. That's fantastic. Before we had the fail message, and now we don't have fail error anymore. So that's a really good news. You see, before it was failed to process event. Alright, so I will see what, oh, everything was correct, like no new changes were required, so it was just a problem of the database. For the audience attention, how I can be sure that next time when setting up again the project with this audience attention database, I won't get the error anymore. And the error, it was this one. It was not the not found, not that one, that one. So let's copy this, perfect. And let's see what we get now, to make sure that we don't want this to happen anymore to anyone else, to another developer, to another person who wants to use our project. Right, so we are getting there because it looked why and how I can prevent having such an issue I had previously. I will just confirm there for the MCP for the comment, git Kraken. But yeah, so it did remove the test project 123 test at example.com, and then also this one, which is the same, but what's the difference actually? Where delete from user, yeah, it's also the users table, the email column, and that one is the same. Yeah, they're all the same. And then we perfect. Let me also update the documentation mentioned in this. Now, good question. You need to ensure that the database setup create a default test project. Let me tell you. Okay, so it wasn't set up. The database wasn't set up properly. I will also do another prompt for later on. Can we also have an admin? We spoke about it earlier in the part 1 of this video. Can we have an admin user for admin dashboard, and the admin user will always be created by default? Can you finally mention that on the readme? Or like once done, can you mention that on the readme? Beautiful. So that's the new prompt. Oh, the context, yeah, that's okay. It's just tracking, but Claude Sonnet, especially 4.5, should be smart enough to understand that it's not about this context. Responses, success count, and this is why. So there was an issue with the way the database was set up, and that's why it didn't work. That's why now it's working. Now we know the reason, and it's important. It's good to know when things are not working properly, to understand why it's not working properly, and how we can prevent this problem to happen again in the future. And now we are waiting for the database. There are some kids around, so don't worry if it's a bit noisy. It's okay, I'm in a public space, so that's why it's a little bit. It's a nice space. I like where I am. I like this lobby area. It's really beautiful. But now, of course, it's not the quietest place. Okie dokie. So it's looking in the database.ts, you see we have the admin check. So automatically it will check if there's an admin or not. If there is no admin, so check, do we have an admin or not? We don't. Rows are equals to 0. That means we don't, because nothing was returned. And we do insert into, and the admin credentials are very simple. And then the hashed password, I like that. It's important to have a hashed password. I mean, a password that is we need to encrypt the password. So never have your password raw, but you have to always hash your password. Similar to PHP, hash password, and in JS2, it's the same for all web applications. Everywhere, not only web application, but hashing the password, it's super important for security. Why hashing password is important? Database UEC, it's very important. Hashing and encryption can keep sensitive data. So we can also set a salt. We can have a suffix and a prefix between the password to be super unique. That's also something you can do, having a salt when you hash your password. Password hashing and why it's important. You see, what is password hashing? Yeah, a lot of websites to look at. I suggest you to check that. Then yeah, we are close to be done. Let's have a look on the README. What's the changes here? We have localhost here. The email, that's the email we do have, is the same as the one created in where it is here. You see, and then we do have something similar. Database values. Yeah, and the password, what's the password actually, because that one is hashed, is admin123. Important, yeah, change the password immediately in production. Yeah, in production, of course, we don't want that kind of credentials, because that would be really bad. And it's good that Claude mentioned that for me, because otherwise, indeed, it will be a disaster. Like, someone would go, okay, /admin, or like on localhost 3000, add your login, and password admin123. You need to know the email address, but admin at, it's a very typical admin email address. Beautiful. Okay. Right, so now we will be set very soon. Let's make sure our API is running again. npm run dev inside of the cd package. If I go there, no, that's not the right repo, because for us it's the audience attention. And we can also have a look to the packages folder. That one, we have a SDK folder. So we have SDK. We do have also pages, source. It's not that one. API. Okay, packages, API, dashboard. Yeah, so there we just have API and dashboard. Really good. Yeah, and now it's we can have a look if we can execute the payload, that was a payload. So if I do a curl, and let's see, yes, success message. So that's still working correctly. And now we are apparently all done. That's very exciting. What's included? Admin account, all environments, email, password, yes. Okay, that's good. Well, that sounds really nice. And we can have a look to the file changes. Oops, what? I'm sure there are more file changes here, of course. Oh, it committed already. Yeah, I didn't really check, but indeed, I think we said yes for that one. So it committed for us. That's why, yes, when we accept the MCP integration with Bitkraken to commit our changes, we are not even we don't realize what we are doing. Actually, it's a bit dangerous. And yes, that's our commit. If I see 3 minutes ago, it's that one. So now it committed everything. I don't want the setup. Yeah, the setup troubleshooting. I don't want that one. That one, no. I will remove that one. Git commit amend. Perfect. And then I will see now setup troubleshooting. I will close this one. Setup. Yeah, it has been deleted. I'm not sure why it's still showing there. Maybe I need to refresh, but it shouldn't be there anymore. Yeah, it shouldn't, because now we updated everything. And our commit, if I go here, beautiful, that's my commit. And I do git show. Do you see, if I do a git show files, oh, why is that one still there? Oh yeah, indeed, it's still there. I will delete it manually. Git rm. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there and why it's still showing me this setup. What we could do is to copy everything here. We do copy that like this. I copy that, I do a git reset head, and now I commit everything, and I make sure that that one has been deleted. Oh, that's why it was showing. It has been deleted, so it was already there before. Oh, I didn't realize. And now I do a git commit and I paste the message. Beautiful. So now it should be all done. That was an exciting project to build, isn't it? Like, really good. In my case, I really enjoyed building that with you. It's so good to create meaningful applications. It's always like a pleasure doing that. Automatic learning system, that's something else I built, and this is a new one. Amazing. Yeah, that sounds really good, and yeah, the links are correct. I recently changed my username to pierrehenry.dev. It's a custom handle instead of the default bsky username. Beautiful. So we are kind of done for now. That's very good. Let me know in comments what you think about this video. Don't hesitate to fork the repo and to make your own version. You can raise a pull request. I look at all pull requests, so I can't wait to see your changes, and I wish you all of the best.